Emergency recording. Oh shit. 2XKO news. Bosnian, shut up. 2XKO news. Signups, right? Maybe some Chipotle. You know, why the Chipotle? Because we have Sajam here, and where Sajam goes, Chipotle follows.
Did you need some extra guac with that?
Man, shut up, Bosnian. Everyone, chill the freak out. Okay. Don't tell me if there's a date or not on this. We're reacting together. Oh, Sajam, you're so loud. No.
The Riot Games. I snuck in here. I've been invited to chat with two very lovely people, of course, Tom and Sean, about something very
I said Tom and Sean, like the band.
special today. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. They just told me to come
Yo, he got
here,
the hitbox.
you know, hang out, play some video games.
This is like 14 minutes long, so let's watch.
We're here to talk about our first playtest towards the end of this year. It's going to be in August. Alpha Lab.
Dude, that's like tomorrow.
This is the next step in building this game together with players. And so this is going to be a very early version of sort of our first draft of the whole game, not just core gameplay.
So it's not
That's
just
so early.
characters on screen hitting each other and then assists coming in and stuff like this, but the actual around that, playing online against other human beings.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going
Turn it up a
to be
little.
an online playtest.
Okay.
Offline play is there, but it won't be in this test. And you'll be able to play from at home, PC or Xbox or
Like that?
PlayStation 5.
Is that better?
But the whole experience of like how you get into the game, what are there things to do other than fight? We have some great ideas and we put them together in a little package. And so it's gonna be a little jank, but that's kind of the point. It's
like
important
jank.
that we hear your voice at an early enough stage where we can actually make changes.
Yeah, and I get the sense that this is really just the bones.
Dude,
of it,
this
right?
is
Like,
so
the gameplay
early.
is there for everybody to mash on and have a good time, but the bones and the outline of all of the other systems in the game, like how you play against other humans, what the UX and UI and stuff like that looks like, all these other features around the game besides like I'm playing and hitting another character on the screen. So when people get a chance to play this at home, what kind of feedback are you looking for? You're not just looking for, I'm the EVO champion and the frame data on this needs to be different. You know, you're looking for everything, right? Like I want
Bug
to play against my friend
fixes, what's
and it was hard to
broken,
figure out how to
things
play
like
against
that.
them, or like, you know, these kinds of things. Like
Lobby
what are you looking for and
changes.
what kind of feedback is helpful for you?
Yeah, exactly. This is our first draft of like sort of the whole game loop, right? So how you get into the game, how do you like play with your friends? We're trying some things that are, you know, some things that are conventional to be familiar to you, some things that are new. And we want to get your feedback on how it's all holding together. What's your wish list? Like based on what you're seeing, like what's missing?
Tag me in.
Yeah. Sean, tell us about the kind of cool things.
They should have added like a spark effect or
To Tom's
something.
point, and kind of to your earlier point, this is really early, right? And so when it comes to
Ooh.
the type of feedback we really do want to hear everything. Even like the push the glasses up, like actually that stuff's helpful. Yeah. You know, the larger
nerd
parts of the game, the around game, even though it's very early, we want to hear about it.
Yeah, I get the sense you guys have direction. Like this is what we're thinking about doing. So, you know, it seems like feedback of like whether you think that's a cool place to go or not is good. And to your point that Tom just mentioned, it's not just, oh, this is all the stuff in the game, this is what I like about this, but things that are missing. If you're like, oh, I really wish this feature was in the game, right? Maybe you guys are already planning it, but maybe it's something you weren't thinking about and it might be useful, right?
Absolutely.
Do the MVCI where you have dynamic team supers. You know how Captain America and Winter Soldier have a unique team super together? Yeah, do that. That'd be dope.
Yeah, we're long-time fighting game players, and we just want to make a better future. And this is like the first step there, and it's the first step of many with players in this capacity where people can take it home and play with it.
All right, so this test is coming out. People are gonna get a chance to play it. So when I boot up the video game, if I get in, when I boot up the video game, and
Of course
it's
you're
time to
getting
play,
in.
like what do I have?
Why would he say that?
First and foremost, you know, we're gonna let people that get in be able to invite one other player to come in and play the game, which is really exciting. So
Yo.
get in there with a friend. You're gonna see the champions that we've seen so far.
I just want to say, I really liked what Marvel Watch did. You know, the Overwatch. It's not a clone. Unique enough. But I like what they did. You reached a certain level, you could claim a code to give to your friend. I hope they do something similar.
Far up through EVO Japan and Combo Breaker, but there's going to be a new champion to try out, and so you'll see things like you know, Ari, who will
Put
have
Dante.
a little bit of an
Put
updated
Zero.
kit, a little bit easier to play, but still have that ceiling. You'll see other things like we'll have a new fuse called a pulse fuse, which is the recommended way to
Press
play.
attack
Makes
button
it much
rapidly
easier
for
and more
devastating
is
combo. Wait, they added an auto combo fuse? Nah, okay, that's kind of sick because you're giving up a lot for a little. Okay, no,
recommended
that's
way to
kind of
play that
sick.
Makes it much easier and get to the fun more quickly, as well as some changes based on feedback we've heard.
I like
around
that.
How long combos are. So
They put auto combos in the game without it, I guess, blemishing the gameplay.
reducing some of the outliers, and also we're upping some of the special damage and early combo damage to just make matches go a little bit more quickly.
Every time I see you two, they're like, yeah, you know, last time you guys mentioned this. It's
the
basically
hell's
like
a Yordle?
every time I talk to somebody on the team, it's like, you know, you guys mentioned this last time, and in this build, this is new, so tell me what you think about it, right? It's been almost always universally, hey, some change or something that somebody mentioned last time is like in this version, so I'm sure the same kind of thing will happen. But I wanted to touch on this fuse that you were talking about a second ago. What's this new fuse situation like?
Our aspiration for this game is to make a game that's really fun right away.
I like it.
Both for experienced players and like whatever your skill level like with fighting games. If you're brand new, if maybe like you played a lot of fighting games but you haven't played this kind of tag fighter, or if like you know, really into tag fighters, like no matter what your background, we want you to have fun right away.
And so we try a lot of things, and one of the things we land on is this pulse fuse. The way it works is you can mash light, medium, or heavy, and it will lead you into an auto combo.
Right.
And so just mashing light, this is what you get.
Yeah, that's fair.
Perfect.
Basic combo.
So, you know, that's great. And if you mash medium, you know, you get this.
Can you mix and match though?
Meter.
Yeah, and spend some meter and it'll go into a super.
That's what I
And
wanna
If you mash
know.
heavy,
Level 3, 2.
it goes right into your ult.
Can you
Of
mix
course,
and match?
You need to have the meter.
I wanna
you
know.
to go into the ult, so it
Right.
kind of protects you in that way. But the really cool thing about this fuse as well is you can flow between the options. So like, you know, you can
Dude, I wonder if you can, because it only gives you the follow-up attack, right? If you land it. So could you hit confirm stuff? Can you OS? Like if you heavy, do you get nothing on block but a follow-up on hit?
hit this light, get into an air combo, switch to medium, and now all of a sudden it goes right into the other super. Once people start
you
getting
can mix
comfortable,
and match.
switching, you know, between the different lines of auto combo with Impulse, then they can start maybe like, oh, cool, I can kind of get an idea of how this character's combos work. I can see the basic building blocks, you know,
That's smart.
what comes after what.
Make it
Then they
fun
can
to
try it on their
learn.
own and maybe like lead into an advanced fuse.
And also all your manual options still work while you have this fuse.
I was gonna say, this whole time you've been on Pulse Fuse doing all these fancy combos and stuff, but like if you want to, you can also do the auto combo. So if you're playing with a friend who's new and they pick the Pulse Fuse and they're learning the game, then you can still do all the fancy stuff you want to do with your character.
One of the most important things
Smart.
for us is being able to play with your friends. You know, we were hoping that this could also be one of those avenues to better enrich the duo play experience when someone's brand new. They're having a good time, you're doing the more advanced stuff, you're actually playing the game together still. And again, like, they can take that next step at any time.
I had a
The
big
option
hat.
there is really, really nice, especially the onboarding is so much better when you have something like this that helps people out.
I actually find myself sort of dipping in and out of Pulse Fuse, like when we're testing a new champion, and I'm like, okay, what does this character do, right? And then I say, okay, these are my bread and butters. This is kind of what the champion's all about. And then I try to do it manually, and then I can quickly. It's just a quick way of onboarding to the character by playing and not like watching videos.
True, true,
Like
true.
anything, tell us what you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're playing with it, you're trying it with different characters, when you're trying it with a friend.
Yeah, and that's something I'm really curious about is like when someone else plays it, if playing with their friend likes using it, or if their friend immediately jumped off and was like, cool, I'm gonna go do, you know, this now, and like I'm gonna learn the regular combos. I'm really curious what people think, and when I teach people the game, I will definitely recommend them to try this, right, at first. But I was gonna mention on your topic about gameplay changes, you mentioned Ari has changed quite a bit. So what's the difference between the character from before to now? Because for me, I didn't end up learning her because I thought, well, this is gonna take me some time. Like, she is a character that I was like, I think the floor
Ari doesn't seem
is
too
probably
bad.
pretty high here, so when I have time at home, I'll learn the character. That was sort of the way I looked at her.
That's pretty crazy because you picked up Echo, which is like one of our more
Right.
advanced characters, right?
Yeah, well, I learned him and I didn't have time for Ari. That was kind of what happened. I was like, I'll spend my time on Echo, and then whatever everybody else does with Yasuo, I'll steal that.
Ooh, are we hurting each other for sports?
Yes. Hit me.
Heard a lot about Ari is that people love how she looks, how she plays, and then when they play her, they're like, oh man, this is an ammo system I have to manage. This is a really hard hump to get over, and a lot of the feedback we got
Not
was,
the
oh, hey, when I hit
resources.
this S1, it just uses all my ammo up. And then I have to like find space to get it back, and most people can't do that, nor is it that exciting, right? So you still see the 3 Foxfire charges, but there's no more like using the ammo and then having to manually recharge it. Before, when you hit S1, it would do a barrage.
Yeah, she's at LTG for a
Foxfire
minute.
blast, and now it just shoots a single Foxfire. But if you hit it a couple
Okay.
times, she'll do multiple hits. So you can just like do something really acrobatic and fun and use her magic. But if you hit it a third time, she does this Rekka where you get,
You get a
paid.
ground bounce.
And
Kinda-
she
she's
can
kinda
continue
cheap.
the combo from there. And that's just because like, hey, I see this character and I want to use her and I want to do something fun. And so the team did a really good job.
I'm sure you could hit her out of that if you block the first
kinda,
one.
like, find
If
this
she even gets
fun
to
and this
follow up.
cool outcome and these acrobatics, this magic right away. However, we still want to add the juice.
Right.
And so you can air dash after the second hit. So go ahead and try it. And you can, put a mix on it, and it starts to get really fun when
Son.
the assists come out, as well.
This
and then
character's gonna
you
be
have to guess
so
what you're gonna
annoying.
do. But there's counterplay. So if you do it again, and I was any good at it, we could show you the counterplay. So you can
Just jab.
If they're too
Yeah.
predictable, you can hit her out of it. Then she's also got a down S1.
Or probably anti-air.
Before this used to be a bomb that would use all of your charges.
Bubble
but now what it
buddy!
does is it, creates this shot that homes in on you
Oh
after
yeah,
a delay.
yeah, homed on the air, yeah.
And so it's a little bit slow, but as you'd expect, you can actually do some
Bubble
really cool stuff.
buddy.
So we'll go ahead and show you one just like quick example here,
Okay.
where if you call the assist and you switch to him, that still hangs out on the screen,
Right,
And it's
yeah.
gonna go after you as well. So
it's like
y'all
Dante's
show us what
Artemis.
6 setups you can do with this thing.
Yeah, and I think she's like visually, she's really, really cool, and obviously she's really popular. People like the character a lot, so it makes a lot of sense that people will be picking her up and they're like, oh, cool, she's like so new. I want to play her. She's really awesome. And they try and are like, oh god, I don't know what's happening. So these changes, especially these two changes together, seem like you're trying to figure out ways for new players to jump in and then have access to things faster while retaining that kind of skill ceiling for people long term, which I mean, the last champion we saw at Lowry, obviously, she has like the just frames and all kinds of wild stuff and her.
Yeah, the
tentacles, and I
muscle
found that
mommy.
She's a really complex champ with a lot of things going on. So yeah, it is cool to see the design side of both of those things.
I sort of reject this notion that like if you make it good for beginners and it's
How
sort of,
long is the
you know,
test
is
gonna
bad for
be, I
experienced
wonder?
players. We want both, right? And that's very hard. And with RA, we saw that like we were really nailing it for like the high school players, but we were
Right.
just missing for like new skill players. And so now everything that Sean says is like, how do we like raise the bar for everyone?
We're just like wanting people to like get to the fun quickly, feel like they can have an impact right away, and then cool, get into that flow state. Let me skip
they
one more.
said
And it's
sometime
very
in
tricky, right?
August.
'Cause it's a team game. We have to think about duo play. If you kill one champion too quickly, how does that feel? And we're super interested to know from everybody playing and everybody watching, like, hey, like, what does the game feel like now? Did we go far enough?
Yeah, is the game too fast? Like, is everybody like, oh gosh, I got in there and died
They'll
in
probably
5
do it the
seconds?
weekend
Because
after
these games
Evo.
in general, when they're
8th to
newer,
19th of
the
August?
games tend to take a little
2
longer.
weeks
'cause
after
people don't have
Evo?
fancy combos and stuff,
Okay.
but yeah, people were developing them pretty fast, even from just like playing on.
Damn, it's
Facebook.
11 days.
Every time I get
Man. Okay, I was saying, fighting game betas are whack because they're only a weekend long. But if it's actually August 8th to the 19th, 11 days, 2 work weeks, like, yeah, please. Because them being a week long or the weekend is
back
whack.
And like, all right, we tried it, or we looked into it, and like we thought it made a lot of sense, or we did this change, and so there's always like a feeling of whatever I'm saying is not just like, yeah, all right, you say that's good, sure, guy. It does feel like, all right, this is what. We heard what you were trying here, we tried it like this. So it is a cool feeling to know that that's being heard, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody says and what you guys get for feedback once the game is playable.
Yeah, we're literally making this game for you. Like the general you, of course, but also the general you out there, right? But that's all there is to it, right? Like we're in it to make a
I like
game
this. I love
for the
this.
FGC that can be something that players enjoy for a really long time.
You've been talking a lot about feedback, give everybody feedback. How do you give people feedback? How does that work? Do I just like send you a pigeon, or is there some kind of way that I communicate with Riot Games? I just write Dear Riot like it's Santa, or how does that work?
And send
Right,
them
so if
a letter.
you are in the playtest, we'll be sending out surveys.
Message
And
in a
please
bottle.
Fill out the survey. If you're not in the playtest, we're gonna let folks who are in the test stream, right? We'll be watching social media.
Ooh.
We're not just gonna look at the surveys. We're gonna look at sort of the broader conversation that's happening around this video game. The other important thing is thank you everyone who signed up in the past. For this one, you're gonna need to sign up again. Sorry about that. And the instructions and how to do all that, we just put out an article on our website, and it's also linked in the description of this video. So check that out. Please sign up again.
Yeah, sign up for real this time.
Yeah, sign up for real. Or if you've already signed up, sign up again.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
I'm sure
I'd make
everybody's
a
down to sign up
bajillion
again. I'll be
accounts.
signing up again. So who can get involved? Like what places on the planet can I check this out? Is it everybody? Is it certain places? How are you rolling this out?
in this first one, we're starting with a few select regions. It'll be on PC and console. We'll widen that out as we get closer to launch. But for now, this is our first sort of contact with like the player base at large, and so
Dude,
we want to like
finally.
keep it a little bit contained. And this is sort of like an inflection point for us. Every single time players get their hands on this game, they teach us something new about it. And that's like our whole approach. We're literally making this game for the FGC. If you guys don't love it, then we're doing something wrong.
So we've been chatting about this for a little while. It sounds like everybody's gonna be able to sign up, get involved, which you guys have been encouraging everybody. There's an article they can check out, the YouTube description, wherever it is, sign up, make sure you get in there. But what else is, should we be looking forward to in this? Is there gonna be more news, more information? Is it just like you guys are vanishing off the face of the earth until this thing is out? Like what should I be looking forward to?
Yeah,
I'm
for
sure
we'll
Evo
more
will have
information
news.
about like how this works and what's going to be in it in the weeks leading up to the test. And if you're going to Evo, you'll be able to take a sneak peek at the build there.
Nice, cool. So that'll be there, playable, local play is in it.
Local play
I
is
want to
there
emphasize that
yes.
local play exists.
Yeah, to be
Yes.
clear, that will just be the local play version of it,
Yeah.
and so all the around game stuff we talked about will come at the Alpha Lab moment.
This is our first step in sort of the next leg of the journey. As we get closer to launch, there'll be more of these. Not sure quite when. A lot of it will be based on what we learn from
I'm
this
sure there'll
test
be
and how
another
long it
one
takes
towards
us
the
to
end of the
respond.
year.
Sounds like a plan. So thanks for you two sitting down with me, inviting me in here to chit chat about the game. Thanks everybody watching at home. We'll catch you guys next time with more info on 2XKO.
Ooh, okay, so okay, sign up here. Let's go through them all. 9th, yeah, okay, damn. USA, Canada, UK, France, Brazil, Japan, Mexico. Damn. This is pretty, dude. You're gonna be able to stress test the shit out of this. I gotta sign in. Okay, well, I'm gonna register for this. You should register for this. I'll put the link in the description. I'm excited. I can't wait. I wasn't expecting anything till October, until around Arcane dropped. But this is way better. I'm excited. You're excited. Try it out. Try to get in. If you don't get in, too bad. If I don't get in, too bad. Let's pray. And yeah, we gotta hope 11 days is enough. Not enough. Never gonna be enough until it's out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you register. I'm excited. I'll see you guys at Evo. Alright, I know I said bye, but just real quick, I think even though they're not gonna have offline 1v1, I think they're still gonna have a how to play the game, right? They kind of showed that in the video. They're gonna have that and training mode. If they want it to be a hit off rip, they need to add training mode. They need to add how to play the game, right? How to move, how to do this, how to do that. It can't just be here's a beta for 11 days, or an alpha, I guess in this case, for 11 days, and then they're just like, yeah, that's it. Good luck, Godspeed. No, they have to be like, here's some mechanics, here's movement in the game, your character, some combos, stuff like that, right? A little bit of extra on top. So that's what I think they're gonna have in this. That's what I hope they have in this, is teaching people how to play the game, not just throwing you into the lion's den and then just leaving you to rot if you don't know how to play the game. Yeah, if they want people to test it properly, they need to have a training mode. They need to show you how to play the game. If you're new to fighting games, they need to explain things to you properly. They shouldn't cut any corners, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to cut any corners. But that's what we can expect, at least what I expect in the beta. Proper way to play it, to teach you training mode. Maybe even if it's online training mode, just a way to access training mode. No, they're not going to have any cosmetics or anything like that. It's too early. I'm sure they already have cosmetics made, but they're not going to add any. Not right now. It's too early. So it's going to be the regular costumes and the alternatives, right? It's like palette 1, 2, 3, or 4. And 6 champs, I think. It's Ilari. Ilari's from Overwatch. I always get those two confused. Ilaoi, Echo, Yasuo, Ari, Darius, and then there's gonna be a 6th one. Jinx, I guess, would make sense because she's shown to be kind of complete, or maybe a new one. I don't know. I'm just hoping it's someone fun. I can't wait to try out the characters. Make sure you tune into this stream because we're gonna no life it for those 11 days. It's gonna be a great place to learn. understand the game. I have played several games like this. You know, I'm only good at Marvel type games. And yes, well, this is Marvel type. Anyways, that's my show on my channel. I'll catch you guys when it's here. Video. Until then, take care of yourselves.